Bonjour et bienvenue à ma chaîne YouTube. Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to learn about the recent past tense in French. Le passé récent en français. C'est parti. The recent past tense, or as in French we say le passé récent, is a tense that one uses to describe an action that just took place in the recent past. It could be a few minutes or a few seconds or even a few moments from the time that the action took place in the past, and hence the name the recent past. Now in French, when it comes to forming a sentence using the recent past tense or le passé récent, we use the formula, that is, we conjugate the verb venir according to the subject or the subject pronoun given in the sentence. Then we add the preposition de, which is then followed by the verb in the infinitive form. This could be any verb, however, it should be in the infinitive form. That is, we do not conjugate the verb, it remains as it is. Now, to understand this even better, we will be solving some sentences together. Let's start with the first one. Nous tirer notre petit déjeuner. The verb in the brackets is prendre, which means to take. So the sentence means we dash our breakfast. Now, since we are discussing about the recent past tense, we already get a hint about the meaning of the sentence. That is, we just took our breakfast. So, to use the recent past tense or le passé récent over here, we will be using the formula. That is, we conjugate the verb venir according to the subject pronoun nous. So we get nous venons. Then we add the preposition de, which is then followed by the verb in its infinitive form. In this case, it is prendre. Nous venons de prendre notre petit déjeuner, which means we just took our breakfast. Moving on to the next one. Mes cousins tiraient pour le théâtre. And the verb in the brackets is partir, which means to leave. So the sentence means my cousins dash for the theater. So we get the idea that the sentence means my cousins just left for the theater. So again, following the same steps as above, we conjugate the verb venir with respect to the subject, that is mes cousins. So we get mes cousins viennent. Then we add the preposition de, which is then followed by the verb in the infinitive form. Over here, it is the verb partir. Mes cousins viennent de partir pour le théâtre. Mes cousins is the subject. If one had to replace mes cousins with a subject pronoun, it would be ils, which is they, that is masculine plural. So, we conjugate the verb venir according to the subject, mes cousins. Then we add the preposition de, which is then followed by the verb in the infinitive form. Moving on to the next one. Tu tirais une lettre à la directrice. And the verb in the brackets is écrire, which means to write. So the sentence means you dash a letter to the director. So we get the idea about the meaning of this sentence. that is, you just wrote a letter to the director. Again, we conjugate the verb venir according to the subject pronoun tu. So we get tu viens. We add the preposition de, and then the verb remains in the infinitive form. In this case, it is the verb écrire. Now, an important detail is that the preposition de ends with a vowel, that is e, and the verb écrire begins with a vowel, that is again e. So the two vowels cannot be together, and therefore the preposition de changes to d apostrophe. So the final result is tu viens d'écrire une lettre à la directrice. Tu viens d'écrire une lettre à la directrice means you just wrote a letter to the director. Moving on to the next one. Vous tirez une nouvelle montre. And the verb in the brackets is acheter, which means to buy. So the sentence is you dash a new watch. So we get the idea that the sentence means you just bought a new watch. Again, we follow the same steps. We conjugate the verb venir according to the subject pronoun vous. So we get vous venez. Then we add the preposition de, which is then followed by the verb in the infinitive form. Again, we must be careful because the preposition de ends with e, which is a vowel, and the verb acheter begins with a vowel, that is a. So the two vowels cannot be together, and therefore de changes to d apostrophe. So the final result is vous venez d'acheter une nouvelle montre. Vous venez d'acheter une nouvelle montre means you just bought a new watch. And finally, the last sentence, les professeurs tiraient dans la classe. And the verb in the brackets is entrer, which means to enter. So the sentence means the professors dash in the classroom. So we get the idea that the meaning of the sentence is the professors just entered in the classroom. So again, we conjugate the verb venir according to the subject, that is les professeurs, masculine plural. So we get les professeurs viennent, then we add the preposition de, and then the verb in the infinitive form. In this case, it is the verb entrer. Again, we see that the verb entrer begins with a vowel e, and the preposition de ends with a vowel e. Two vowels cannot be together, therefore de changes to d apostrophe. So the sentence is les professeurs viennent d'entrer dans la classe. Les professeurs viennent d'entrer dans la classe means the professors just entered in the classroom. Thank you for watching et à bientôt.